Alright, so we just finished Didi's route, and I will say it was much better than I thought it was going to be. I did feel like the whole shtick with her dying was kind of like, kind of thrown in there a little bit. But I think they did it nicely. They didn't drag it out too long. They just kind of introduced that, and things just kept going and kept my interest all the way to the end. So I will say Didi's route, definitely above my expectations. But now we're moving on to some of the girls I'm actually very excited for their route. I'm very excited for Makoto's. I think Makoto's a character I want to see more of because she has this really cute side to her, but also this really dangerous side, to say the least. And I think it's going to be a good route. So we're going to go ahead with that. And then we have Crows and Mius after. I think it's going to be a good time. I think we have a lot to look forward to. Not to say I haven't enjoyed every route so far, but there's definitely routes I'm looking forward to more than others. So we need to give some serious thought to Didi's request. What would my decision be? Am I going to be alone with Makoto, or am I going to be alone with Didi? Now, I've already been alone with Didi, and I've gotten to see what happens if you do that, so we're going to choose Makoto. Well, it'd be nice if you helped me out, giving her my honest answer. I scratched my cheek. Even so, it'd be better if you stopped clinging to me in front of other people. You're making Makoto get mad at me, too. It's the way it is. I briefly hesitated, pondering over whether to continue my train of thought here. Well, it might have been easier if I didn't say it, but I had to be clear here. I've decided to get serious about Makoto, so you really shouldn't be cuddling up to me, even as a joke. You do know what I'm getting at here, right? I wanted Didi to be completely clear on the fact that I had chosen Makoto, not her. I guess not. I mean, she does have the biggest boobs of any of the girls, that's for sure. Well, can't exactly deny that. I couldn't help but crack a smile. If Didi is happy to help me out here, then I'll take her up on it. Okay, Didi's gonna be our wing woman. I like it. Well, I suppose you could do that much for me. I'll give it my all as well. I knew Makoto's phone number, so I could have asked her myself, but Didi made quite a generous offer, so I didn't want to decline it. Okay, I guess we'll leave everything to her. Not that she's very reliable, she says a lot of things outright. I mean, I feel like she might screw this up, but we'll see, we'll see. Alright. So we're gonna go with Makoto. We've had some nice times with Makoto. We've had some good dates and things like that. I think it's gonna be a good time. Soon enough, the school day ended once more. I waited in the empty homeroom as Didi had told me to, finding myself spacing out somewhat. Will this really turn out alright? Yeah, that's what I'd be asking myself too if I left Didi in charge of anything. Didi and Makoto left the classroom together earlier, but it had been 10 minutes since then. Found myself fighting with the pocket watch, having nothing better to do. Turning back time by 5 minutes would only have prolonged the wait, after all. Then Makoto came into the classroom. Yes, I've been waiting for you. Yeah, so what brings you back here anyways? I had mentally prepared myself for this, so I answered her quite normally. Wow, that's crazy. Why can't she get it herself? That's really suspicious. Makoto tilted her head as she spoke. Ah, so that's it, eh? Didi, come on, this is too obvious. Didn't I tell her not to push it before? Well, I told her to give it my all as well, so give it all, my all I shall. That's the spirit, Ray. I like it. Yeah, that thing she left behind, I think she meant me. Oh, okay, Ray. She left me behind. Kind of wanted to talk to you, so Didi helped me out with that. Makoto finally understood what I was saying, and a shy smile appeared on her face. True, but weirdly enough, Didi offered to do it for me. Okay, you don't have to say it makes sense. It really doesn't, but we'll go along with it. I looked a bit nervous. I was pretty nervous too. It was just the two of us alone in the classroom, and at the end of the day. Besides, I did say I wanted to talk about something, so the nervousness was mutual. Makoto and I had grown a lot closer recently, especially since the time we went on that date. Well, it's not all that important. Don't say that. Don't downplay it. What should I do? You should tell her. Decided that Makoto was the girl I liked the most. Wasn't entirely prepared to confess my feelings to her on the spot. But if I had the power to turn back time, wouldn't it be worth a shot? Perhaps I could have waited for a better mood, but I had a bit of a hunch that she might very well accept me. Crap, I was seriously giving it a shot, but then I started overthinking things again. That's how you get yourself into trouble. Anxiety. Anxiety builds up. You gotta just go for it. That's how you get a win over anxiety. You just go for things. You just kind of shock yourself, you know? While arguing with myself over what to do next, I fidgeted with a pocket watch. Makoto suddenly raised her voice. That? Yeah, I guess your vision's pretty sharp. Though when I was in class, I didn't really touch it much at all since there wasn't much reason to. Just a little souvenir my grandfather used to have, kind of like something you'd find while cleaning out the cellar. Oh, frick, she's still talking. I just cut her off. Sorry. I always read faster than, like, they talk, so sometimes I just, like, click ahead without thinking about it. She had a point. I'd only ever thought of it for its few powers of time, so its potential monetary value never crossed my mind at all. While it was more of an added bonus to me, maybe this watch could have been a decades or even centuries old sort of antique. Now that you mention it, this might be a pretty valuable item. Hey, don't be looking at me like that. Don't be giving me that look. Your family has plenty of money. You don't need it. Makoto's eyes sparkled. I know how you love cute things, but you're into this kind of stuff too. No. I mean, I get your reference. You're kind of talking about Alice in Wonderland, right? Is that where I would go with that? Because I'm pretty sure the rabbit in that has a pocket watch. But that's not the first thing I would think of. Don't you mean the white rabbit from Alice? Okay. I imagine your definition of old-fashioned has a lot more to do with an old-fashioned way of life or old-fashioned kinds of weaponry, though. You son of a Sawatari. I love how she's saying that. I really hope that she is trying to say that as in, like, a different way of saying son of a bitch. You son of a Sawatari. No, absolutely nothing at all, ma'am. I almost went and summoned the bona fide Makoto there. That's my favorite one. You have a cellar? Like a wine cellar? I'm hardly one to talk, but if your home has a cellar, you must really be some kind of rich girl. Let's call you a girl. What a moment of clarity that was. I suppose that kind of family would call their sons boy as well. What is this, God of War? You have swords and armor in your basement? Yeah, that's quite interesting. Oh, going home already. We didn't ask her out. Throw the watch. Just chuck it. We failed. Mission failed. We'll get him next time. And thankfully for us, there is a next time. Makoto was practically bursting with excitement as she bid farewell and dashed out of the classroom. I'd almost tried to call out after her, but I didn't have any idea of what to say. The conversation got a little sidetracked, and as a result, Makoto's attention got focused on something else. I mean, she'd rather go looking for treasure than have a conversation with me, talk about standing a guy up. No, more like she's still 7 shades of green about love and romance as if it were anyway. Fidgeting with the pocket watch, I thought about turning back time by 5 minutes, but I guess I wouldn't be prepared either way. Even if Miyu gave me advice, she couldn't fully prepare me for something like that in such a short time. Why does it say copyright? Copyright genius girl. That was a very, like, cute photo of Miyu. It's kind of weird that that's what he thinks of when he thinks of Miyu. Like, maybe throughout every route he's, like, secretly still in love with her, but it just so happens to end up with somebody else. I just can't keep dilly-dallying around about it either. I seriously intended to confess to Makoto today, so there's always tomorrow. Yeah. Might as well make tomorrow the day where for the first time in all my life I get to say the words, I'm in love with you, to a girl. You've kind of said it already, but I mean, I guess in your mind it's the first. And so, this is Makoto, so just I like you would probably work better. She'd probably tell me something manly to say too much or something. I don't know, maybe she would complain if you didn't say enough. Good, good. Wait, if that's seriously all I need to say, I should have just done it today. Flying on the always cool, even in summer, tatami, and counting the lines in the ceiling are reflected on today's events. Well, can't change the past, so I'm regretting it like that.
5分以内であれば腹水も盆に帰るがな。
Crow appeared with a flourish.
一人でブツブツと何をしておるのだ？欲求不満でついに幻の恋人でも生み出したか。
I mean, isn't that essentially what waifus are? We always talk about our favorite girl in visual novels. It's pretty much an imaginary love. Let's be honest, guys. Let's not deny the truth here, okay? Now, with that being said, I think we're okay with it. I think everyone acknowledges that, but they're okay with it. Nobody's complaining because, unfortunately, the girls in games are just better than the girls in reality. And I say that as a married man, but I love my wife, so I wouldn't trade her for any of these girls. I have to say that. If my wife watches this video, I'm dead. If I really did that, I doubt it'd be much different from having you around.
相変わらずお主は失礼だな。
I was thinking about how to confess to
なん
Makoto.
だ、ようやく腹を決めおったか。
Kept you waiting,
どう
huh?
でもよいがな。
Oh, quit being so apathetic.
いや、真面目に我が輩にとってはどうでもよいのだが。
You just wait. I'm doing Makoto's route and you're next, okay? That was a joke too, you know? Playing conversational dodgeball with Crow like this was pretty fun. If you wouldn't mind, maybe you could be my partner and help me practice my confession.
おい、我が輩を使って何をするつもりだ。
No, Ray, we can't do this yet. I'm not going down her route. Crow glared at me with a hint of revulsion. If you just stay there, then you don't need to do
我
anything
が
else.
輩は巻きわらではないのだぞ。
Not simply a straw post for you to attack. Not that the most important part is you have a girl's appearance. And apparently that's all that matters for him. Even mock confessing to you would be embarrassing. That's why I need you to be my partner so I can overcome the embarrassment.
あのな。
Crow suddenly broke the flow of conversation and glanced around the room. What's wrong?
いや、なんだ。
Crow floated out of the room without answering my question. She hadn't acted like this before, so I followed along to see what's up. Ah, that's weird. What's going on? Stepping out into the garden, I noticed Crow seemed to be suspicious of something. Did you notice something?
うむ。
Someone's spying on us. Crow nodded, but I still had no idea what that something could have possibly have been. Not hearing or smelling anything weird,
そう
though.
いうものではない。人間相手には表現しづらい感覚の話だが。
Okay, what
言う
is
なれ
it?
ば、そう、オーラじゃ。
An aura? Like a dangerous aura or a good aura? You were acting suspicious enough already, and the way you said that isn't helping me shake that impression.
うさんくさいのはお主だろうが。
Okay. Rather you said perceptive myself. I shrugged my shoulders. Would you say it's like a premonition or something? Because that sounds kind of cool.
感覚的には近いが、人のそれとは違い、もっと確実なものなんだがな。まあ、もう感じ取れなくなってしまったか。
I have no idea what this means, but I'm sure we'll find
と
out.
ころで、我が輩相手に告白の練習など。
Hey, hold it. I really do want to know what's out there, so don't change the subject on
終
me.
わった話を気にするでない。
That's pretty common to do. I mean, it's good to reflect on things that happened. Of course I'd be concerned
妙
about
な
it.
気配を感じたというだけのことで、それ以上のことはわからんよ。
Is this an evil presence? Is this a good presence? Like, what kind of presence is this? Oh no, it's Didi. It's the presence we sensed. A voice other than Crow's rang out. It was Didi. She was walking down the path from the main house in her school uniform, headed towards the garden where we were standing. Welcome home, Didi.
ただいま戻りましたが、ご主人様とクロさんはここで何をしていますか？
Oh. Okay, I've already kind of spoiled. Hopefully, anybody who's watching this has watched my videos in order, because like I feel bad kind of like spoiling her route if you're like just trying to watch this part of the route. So, I told you guys in her route that I was gonna feel this way. It's hard to see Didi like this, where she can see Crow, because we already found out that implies that she has one foot in the grave. That's the only reason she can even see Crow. It's because she's kind of dying. And it's very sad, and I knew I was going to feel this way as soon as I saw her outside of the route, and I knew that. Alright, I'll keep going, but I just wanted to point that out. Like, I still remembered that. It still bothers me. Oh. Okay, Crow. We skip Makoto's route, go straight to Crow's route? I would actually be okay with that.
What?
Why would you do that? Maybe just leave out the word practicing like it's meaningless. No. It's preparing for the real thing, but you're not actually doing the real thing. Like hell it is. Yes and no. Very, very small amounts of time. The innocent way Didi asked that made it hurt even more. Well, Makoto had something to do, so she had to go home right away. Sorry for making you go out of your way to help me. You know, it is what it is. Well, I can still tell her how I feel tomorrow. Oh, it hurts her. It hurts to hear her say that. I'm so glad though I played her route and then Makoto's route. Like, oh, I want to go breaking out the champagne and party ass just yet though. Didi's sunny optimism was precious enough that I couldn't help but smile back at her. Alright, thanks Didi. Didi trotted off towards the main house again. She's such a good girl. So what were you saying earlier, Crow? But what does that mean? You can't just say that and now elaborate any further, okay? Alright, is it something bad? You know, that would be nice, if you could. Crow glanced at me, but I just shrugged my shoulders. I guess I really don't want to know the future. I mean, if there's ever been a story written about knowing the future where everything's all sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows from beginning to end, I certainly haven't heard of it. Yeah, pretty much. Anything with time travel, you know there's going to be a lot of heartache in between, a lot of messed up stuff. Suppose time travel is another way to see the future, but if something really bad ended up happening to me, I wouldn't be able to do anything. I don't know. I feel like Steins Gate has a lot of stuff like that, where something bad happens in the future and we have to undo it. Then the smartphone in my pocket vibrated. One new message from Makoto. Yes. Alright, we're there. Crow, I'll see ya. We're gone. I haven't received any texts from Makoto since our last day, and I'd never gotten this kind of message from her before. While she used exclamation points in the message, I couldn't really tell from her wording if she was angry or excited. No, I didn't do anything to make her angry. Why so accusatory? That's the word. Crow, having peeked at the message on my phone, tilted her head in curiosity. I gave her a serious look. I didn't do anything. I'll just smile at her. That's my serious look. Yeah, I'm not a very good, poker player. I'm not a really good, well, I called it Boy Scout, but a lot of people refer to it as bullshit. I'm not good at that game. I'm not a good liar. Why was that such a sudden cut? That was a very quick cut. Did I, like, double click or something? Maybe I kind of skipped through it? It was a very quick cut. Parting ways with an unsympathetic Crow and gazing at the setting sun, I briskly walked over to the monorail station. I didn't remember doing anything to anger Makoto, but assuming she was mad, the thought of keeping her waiting was terrifying. Arriving at the station, I started to keep my eye out for Makoto. What the? What are you doing here? What brings you out here? Did you need to make a quick run out to get ingredients for dinner tonight? That's very suspicious. Maybe if you told me earlier, I could have stopped and gotten it myself, though come to think of it, I don't usually help out with dinner, so I guess you wouldn't have thought of that. If Makoto hadn't called me out here, I wouldn't have wasted time in my room until dinner was done. Speaking of which, Makoto wasn't there. I was a little relieved. I guess I got here before her. Yeah, Makoto called me out here. Something wasn't right. Even if this was just an ordinary conversation, why was Didi all the way out here anyways? Didi, weren't you just at the house?
あ、そうだったかもです。
I left for the station the instant I got Makoto's text, so how on earth did she get here before I did? Did you run all the way here?
じゃなかった。違いますよ。
Did you take a shortcut I don't know about?
まあまあ、あまり気にしないでください。
Then what are you doing
それ
here?
よりご主人様、誠さんに呼び出されたんですよね。
Yeah?
誠さんのこと、どう思ってます？
I mean, she has the biggest, eyes, the biggest eyes. Yeah, I love staring in her eyes. It's like staring into the ocean. Well, I'm definitely interested in her. Why was she that surprised about it? I told you about that at school earlier, didn't I? Did you not understand what I was getting at after all?
いや
She's not listening in onto this, is she?
ダメだ。やっぱり笑っちゃうやこれ。
Yeah, you and me and both. Diddy quickly glanced around wearing a sly grin, and then...
イエーイ
What? Wait, hold on, what? What? Are we not gonna talk about that? Makoto appeared before my eyes without any warning. Oh, wait a minute, did he just turn into Makoto?
びっくりした？
Makoto tilted her head to the side and giggled at me. So cute, definitely cute, but what's going on?
電話で説明しても信じてもらえないと思って実演したんだけどね。
Are you a shapeshifter? What?
実はうちの蔵でレイ君のと似た懐中時計を見つけて、それで変身できるようになっちゃったの。
What? This is a thing. This is what we're doing.
リアルに魔法だよ。ファンタジーだよ。
Oh, okay then. We're just doing this. We're just gonna go along with this. Okay.
ほら、これ。
You have a silver one. Of course you do. Before I could fully comprehend what was going on, I could have pulled out the watch in question. It looked exactly the one I added. ChronoClock. I reflexively fell to the pocket watch in my pants, but Crow's pocket watch was still there, which meant Makoto had a second one. Crow?
黒？
Oh, nothing. I mumbled her name without thinking, but I received no response. For a start, if Makoto's own watch had the power of transformation, Crow wouldn't be the guardian of it, so it must have had a different sort of god inhabiting it. Yeah, I was a bit surprised at first, but I quickly regained my senses. I would be very surprised too. But you know, there's been weirder things. Guess it wouldn't have been weird if there were two watches like this. It was magic, after
や
all.
っぱり実際に目にしても夢とか手品だとか思ってる？
I've been silent for a moment while wondering about her own watch, but I should have known that would make her a little worried. No, I believe you used magic to transform back there.
意外とあっさり信じたね。
I just didn't fully understand what I saw for the moment, that's why I went quiet. I didn't want her to know about my ability to turn back time, so I figured it was best not to bring up my own watch again.
レイ君ならそんな反応だよね。
I mean, I feel like she's gonna figure it out, because your watch looks pretty identical. Well, I'm a pretty easygoing
そ
guy.
うそう。私の家のことも受け入れてくれたし、器が大きいのかも。
Well, I may be with you, but it's not like I can be tolerant of everyone's idiosyncrasies. Putting that aside, transformation, huh? I half-heartedly brought up the subject again, but Makoto's eyes were sparkling with
自分でも
excitement.
リアルに魔法なんて使えちゃってびっくりだから、レイ君にいろいろと相談しようと思ったんだよ。
I don't mind if you want to trick me every once in a while either. You won't hurt my feelings.
それもある。
That was just very surprising. I was like, what is going on? Hope I'm not the only one. I was like, what do you mean there's a second watch? What, is there a third too? We're gonna find that out? No one besides me, okay,
一
Makoto?
回はやってみたいじゃん。
Be a good girl. Besides, it's not really all that useful a power for day-to-day
そうだ
life.
ね。
Even while Makoto had been so excited she couldn't keep still, she calmed down and conceded my point pretty
でも
quickly.
魔法で炎とか出せても、それはそれで困るでしょ。
Yeah, that would be a problem. This isn't that kind of novel. If you could shoot black flames, I bet you'd win over the hearts of Chunibyo over the world
かっ
over.
こいいとは思う。
No, wait, could I become a woman with that transformation power?
すごい真顔でつぶやいてるところ悪いんだけど、何度か試してみたけど異性にはなれないみたい。
Oh, Makoto, you already tried it, huh? Interesting. You're a worthless piece of crap.
あと人間以外にはなれないし、服を全然違うデザインには変えられないんだよね。
Aren't you ignoring the most important
女
question?
装でもしたら
Could have said with exasperation. Knock it off. You're gonna make me actually want to try that.
冗談だったけど、レイ君は結構似合うかもしれないね。
Well, I'm learning a lot more about Makoto than I thought I would this early on, but okay. You know, if that's what you're into, I don't kink shame, guys. Whatever you're into, you know. Why does everyone keep telling me that? Who else told you that? Never mind. Incidentally, am I right in thinking you have to break the watch to transform?
壊しちゃダメでしょ。
Oh, I guess not. So it must have a different way of triggering its power from Crow's
今は
watch.
周りに誰もいないからいいかな。
Does it have that little thing on the top? Can you press that in?
このつまみの部分を
Okay, you turn a knob.
こんな感じで自由自在。
This is the best route. This is the best route, let me tell you why. We can be with every one of the girls. Please tell me we get to see Crow in a school uniform. Probably not. She probably won't see Crow. But that would be so great.
レイ君の知り合いで制服で行ける子だとこんなメンバーが分かりやすいかな。
Well, you can even turn into Michiru. No, please. No. I don't want another Michiru route. By the way, you'll still see when you turn to Michiru.
大体のスペックは私のままっぽい。
She even sounds like them too. That's the weird part. That thing really is a one-trick pony. If she could use another person's physical or mental capabilities, then she would have quite a useful power to have.
レイ君ならなんか面白い使い道を思いついてくれるかなって思ったんだけどな。
Oh, I'm sure we're gonna find out. Makoto turned back into her normal form and gazed at me with such worry that it almost felt like a joke. I was thinking about it while we were talking, but aside from praying to that watch wouldn't be particularly useful for anyone other than a criminal or detective who would want to conceal their identity, would it?
なるほど。犯罪者。
No, don't get any ideas. You really want to rob
レイ
someone?
君は私をどんなキャラだと思ってるのかな。
I don't know, that's why I was wondering. You sounded kind of excited to do that. Girly girl strong enough to whoop anyone's ass, though I was too scared to say that out loud. Well, it's just that you reacted to the word
そ
criminal.
うじゃないよ。むしろ逆のことを思いついたの。これがあれば私だってことを隠したまま流れのヒーローになれるかも。
You have to use someone else's identity to do that, though.
ほら、時代劇とかヤクザ映画とかで騒ぎが起こってる場所にふらりとやってきて事件を解決していく凄腕の人とかいるでしょ。
I mean, sure.
小林明さんとか宍戸城さんが出演してる渡り鳥シリーズとか超名作じゃん。
I wonder if this is references to all real things. I don't know enough about Japanese movies to be able to tell you.
レイ君、どこの国の人なの？
The UK? Last time I checked, the same one as you.
いつの時代を生きてるの？
I'm trying to think of eras. The Edo era? Is that one of them? Probably not the Showa era. Besides, if you're talking about someone who conceals their identity to solve crimes, isn't it more like Mido Kumon? Komon.
ああ、それがあったか。
Good. Glad to know there's at least one creative work we both knew about. Well, I understand the basic idea of what she was trying to tell me, though I didn't understand anything outside of
日常
that.
生活での使い道がないなら逆に使い道のある日常生活から離れたところに行けばいいってことさ。
I mean, yeah, you could have tons of fun with that. It sounds like you wanted to intentionally put yourself into danger.
虎穴にいらずんば孤児を得ず。
I feel more like you're trying to say you can't clear a minefield if you don't step on a few mines. Owing to her family circumstances, I suppose Makoto probably experiences things that aren't typical of most people's normal lives.
まあまあ、レイ君に相談して正解だったね。
By the way, does that transformation magic have any side
う
effects?
さよ。
Makoto's eyes popped open. Having gotten so excited over suddenly having a strange new power fall in your hands, I guess she never considered any possible drawbacks. Well, you look fine to me, but aren't the potential side effects for the price you'd have to pay for those kind of powers something to be concerned about?
そっか、全然考えてなかった。
I'm surprised hers doesn't have like a cooldown like ours. Makoto anxiously fidgeted with the watch. I guess I could ask Crow about that later. Then suddenly, Makoto disappeared. What the hell was that? I glanced around hastily. Makoto really wasn't anywhere nearby. She hadn't transformed into someone else. Perhaps she turned invisible or something. While I was thinking that, I noticed her clothes were lying on the ground in a heap. She evaporated or something. While I was standing there around panicking, unable to do anything else, my phone started ringing. I immediately answered on an instinct. What is even going on in this route right now? I'm so glad she at least put on a towel. Makoto? Never mind that. Did you say teleportation? And she lost her clothes in the process of doing it. Except for the stuff in her hair. She didn't lose that, interestingly enough. So that one watch has two different powers within it. Yes, I figured that due to your clothes being on the ground. Tell me more. What are you wearing right now? Nothing. Part of getting this excited in these types of situations. It's definitely one of her charms. So cute. Then I looked at the uniform she was just wearing. She was really wearing that. Putting aside the jokes, is there anything wrong with your body? Are you okay? Well, thank God for that. Very centimeter of you made it home safely. Okay, just don't teleport back, because you probably wouldn't be too good. I doubt you'll teleport in your clothes. Yeah, sure, I guess I can do that. Right, I guess I would have to take care of this stuff for her. What are you gonna wear in the meantime? Can't come get it yourself. Then maybe I could bring it to you later. Right. On second thought, that is a pretty bad idea. Yeah, right. It is a very bad idea. It'd be suicide. Then why don't you come to my house tomorrow morning and change before we go to school? We don't have to. They don't need to know about my personal business. What do you mean? Well, I think it'd be pretty funny if we told them you slept in my room last night. There we go, right, there we go. I mean, she could literally just teleport into his room. Okay. Dang, Makoto's the freaky one, huh? She's gotta be the kinkiest one. But it was always ready to go along with my ridiculous plans. Sure thing. By the way, if you're worried about a boy like me hanging on to your clothes, then I would give them to Didi. I think it would be very weird to explain how we got a hold of her clothes in the first place. That's gonna look wrong. I feel like she could literally just zoop over to our house and then zoop back, you know? I know it's still early, but have a good night. Before the call ended, I thought of one more piece of advice. Alright, we still don't understand everything with that watch yet, so be a good girl and don't try to use it again tonight. Hang up the phone. That last little comment was so cute, a grin crept in my face. Now then, instead of sitting here grinning, I need to go home before I get caught in the evening rush. I picked up the heap of clothes lying on the ground. They're still warm. I could still feel Makoto's body heat on the clothes she was wearing until a moment ago. They smelled nice too. My heart was pounding, but since my emotions were comprised of 30% fear of looking suspicious and 70% embarrassment of doing something like this, it wasn't a good kind of pounding. Should have brought a bag. It's the kind of situation it would be nice if I had the power to teleport myself. Okay, I'm just glad he didn't make some weird comment about trying them on. I mean, we already knew that apparently a lot of people want him to cross-dress, which is a weird thought. I don't know why people are telling him to do that. But each their own, I guess. So I stole back home, ate dinner, and then enjoyed a peaceful night. Thank God I didn't run into any cops or friends of mine on the way home. Yeah, that would look weird holding another woman's clothes. Muttered earnestly to myself as I started at the closet where I'd hung Makoto's uniform. Or I guess stared. It was probably stared. I think I read started. Not doing anything wrong, but just having something like that in my room makes it hard to calm down. I sighed again. I didn't want to make a habit of that. If I kept sighing, I'd just get gloomy. Maybe I could calm down if I did something else. I wanted to talk to Crow about Makoto's pocket watch, but unfortunately the neat goddess hadn't returned home yet. It'd be nice if that neat actually acted like a neat slagged off at home all day long. Grumbled and looked at the closet once again. It was a standard girl's school uniform, just like the one Michiru had, though I imagine if Michiru was in this situation, she would have gladly given me her panties along with the uniform. I think you're thinking about this way too much, Ray. I think you need to stop. You need to stop. Wait. I really shouldn't overthink this. It's just a girl's uniform and underwear. Chastised myself. Besides, it's not the underwear itself I'd be after. It'd be what's inside of them. Whoa, Ray! Whoa! You're getting a little too into it, buddy. A little too into it. So your uniform's right there, Ray. Are you gonna let this chance slip through your fingers, considering you probably won't have a second one? I can't. Couldn't help thinking about it. The thoughts were perfectly healthy for a growing young man like me. I guess. Ew. That'd be too perverted. Maybe I should take a picture. I should stuff this all in a bag or something. Don't want the floodwater to burst the dam, making something I'll forget. Finding a bag and some packing tape to open the closet. The situation almost felt like I was tying up someone I'd kidnapped, but before I put it away, should I fold it up so it doesn't get wrinkled? Hope she doesn't expect a boy to know the best way to handle a girl's uniform. I think you'll be okay, Ray. I'm just glad you've moved on from thinking about weirder things. I don't know, Ray was getting a little sus there. After deciding to at least make an attempt at folding, I took a hold of the uniform which I'd previously just haphazardly balled up, and at that moment I made an unbelievable discovery. Makoto teleported, she became naked. I've been lugging her clothes around a heap until now they're inside the uniform's blasted skirt. Hey presto, was her underwear. Yeah, that's her underwear. Very interesting pattern. We've got a burst dam here. Oh no! The last person you would want. Oh, that voice in the hallway let out a shriek of absolute terror. I shoved the door to the closet just as fast as I could, and then trying to step away from there, crashed into something, causing a terrific racket. What? It's okay though, guys. She can't see it. She didn't know. In the midst of my panic, I heard Didi's voice in the hall as well. I'm just imagining Ray's just like chucked everything in the freaking closet and then just shut the door. He's just like, oh frick. It's almost discovered. The door slid open and the two of them entered the room. Yeah, I just dropped my phone on my face. I did that last night, it hurt a lot. I was like rubbing my head. I was like, ow. Why do phones weigh so much now? We've gone in this circle. We went from big phones to like really tiny phones, and then smartphones came along and they just kept getting bigger. And now it's like, if I drop, like, look at this. Look how big this is. If I drop this on my head, it freaking hurts. Terribly red in the what? Is that the face? Didi glanced at me awkwardly, describing my countenance for the benefit of Michiru and her blindness. I wasn't just blushing, all the blood had rushed to my head, all my hairs were standing on my end, and I was covered in sweat. I know exactly where this conversation's going. I know exactly what we're gonna get accused of. I already know. I already know. I think I just had like 7 heart attacks. I held my chest as I wheezed in pain. It hurt. How many hearts do you actually have? Yeah, I'm actually a cow. I have like 5. Or no, it's not cows that have multiple hearts. They have multiple stomachs. What has multiple hearts? Is it octopuses? Octopi? I think octopi have multiple hearts. Something like that. Puts you in the negatives then. Oh, Didi, that was great. She held her hand out in the direction of my voice. I managed to take a hold of it. I tried to play things down and give the impression that all was well, but she furrowed her eyebrows once she felt my hand. No, sorry, I was completely lost in my own thoughts, and hearing someone else's voice out of the blue gave me quite a scare, that's all. I didn't mention that I had been focused on Makoto's panties. That's a good thing, Ray. Good job. I would die.
までディープに考え事してるなんて、ご主人様はすごいお方ですね。DD さんを基準にしてしまえば、大体の方は考えすぎに分類されるでしょうが。
That must be an insult. These two still get along swimmingly, I see. Michiru didn't turn her face away from me. Instead, she firmly squeezed my outstretched hand.
もしかして、ご自身を慰めていらしたのですか?
Like I said, I knew exactly where this conversation was going. Once they started describing what he was looking like and feeling, I knew where this was going.
慰め? 何か落ち込んでいましたか?
Didi, no. No. You're close. But no. Michiru's little insinuation soared right over Didi's head. Thank goodness. Like I'd ever look someone directly in the eye and answer that question with a yes.
いえ、私が言いたかったことは、一人遊びなどという非生産的なことをするくらいなら、その慈悲を私に。
Do not finish that sentence. Even in the midst of my confusion and embarrassment, my quick wit with comebacks was sharp as ever. I was beginning to regain my senses, so what brings you here, Michiru? I made sure not to take my eyes off Michiru as I asked her. Even if she's blind, if I carelessly glanced at the closet, she'd probably take notice of that.
妙なことを聞きますが。
Oh, frick, she can smell it! No! Dang it! No, not good, not good.
そんなことはないとお嬢様にお伝えしたんですけどね。
Didi just shrugged. She had run into me right before dinner after all. What made you think that, Michiru?
考えたというか、匂いがするんです。夕食の時からずっと城之内さんの匂いが。
I don't know, do you think we can play this off as her scent being on us? I think that would be preferable.
兄様から。
Okay, yeah, see, we can play this off. We got this. Well, I was hanging out with her for a bit after school, so that must be it.
今もこの部屋でもしてるんです。
No, I think you're imagining it. Anyways, you should leave. Yikes, my brain screamed out again. How could she even tell whose scent it is? What kind of drug-sniffing police dog is she?
兄様、何か思い当たることはありませんか?
Yes, I mean, no. No, Didi, you're not helping.
怪しすぎてどう判断してよいのか困りますね。
I guess I better wheel out my last resort here. Michiru, I have a favor to ask you.
お願いでしたらいつでも
You're just imagining things, so don't worry about the scent.
承知しました。
There we go. Okay, we can play with her a little bit. We can ask favors. We can do what we need to do. When it comes to asking favors, my sister obedience is second to none. Come on, you two need to get in the bath. We'll get them last.
いつも言っておりますが、私はできれば兄様の後の残り湯の方が嬉しいのですが。
No. You're probably gonna bottle my bathwater like a certain somebody did and sold it online. That's precisely what I'm getting at last. I sighed and waved my hand at Didi. Didi, see to Michiru for me.
兄様、いっそどちらが後先などと言わず、昔のようにお風呂をご一緒に。
No, that's when we were kids. Let's get the hell out. Why did she get turned on by that? I shoved Michiru in the back, forcing the two of them out of the room. We're crying out loud.
相変わらずも、あそこまで徹すれば信念だな。
I'm not trying to! Or at least, I don't think he is. I don't know. Oh, home at last, I see. I looked up to see Crow drifting down from the ceiling.
以前はミチルと一緒に風呂に入っていたのか?
I would say a lot of siblings do that. Yeah, until maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I mean, you couldn't just leave her on her own after she gone blind, could I? I stopped bathing with Michiru once she got accustomed to doing so, or more accurately, once she started perceiving me in a weird manner. That's a good way of putting it. I like that. More importantly, Crow, I've been wanting to have a little conversation about gods with you.
ようやく我が輩の偉大さに気づいて信仰する気にでもなったか。
I will totally do that during your route, but not right now. Like hell. I took out Crow's pocket watch. Makoto ended up finding another pocket watch at her house, just like this one. On top of it, it gave her powers of teleportation and transformation. Is this gonna be like Crow's rival? I'm just imagining freaking, what is that show? God's wonderful gift to the world. Konosuba. That's what it is. I'm just imagining that with freaking Aqua and Eris. How they're always having this rivalry. I'm not evidently interested in the topic.
昼間に我が輩の感じたおかしな気配はそれか。
Actually, yeah, good point. That probably was what it was.
それで聞きたいこととは何だ？
Well, I was hoping you'd be able to explain what it is
だ
exactly.
から我が輩の時計と同じようなものなのだろう。中に入っているのは別物なのだろうが。
What do you mean, sort of thing? Like, there's another person, another being? What do you mean? That was your entire explanation.
何を期待しておる？
Did you know anything about the thing inhabiting the watch? Is there any kind of special wisdom you can
別
impart?
に何も。
What the? You're useless. Well, go figure it out. You don't come home till you do. Even if I had a feeling this would happen, she really is useless. But seriously, shouldn't you have at least known that the pocket watch aside from your own existed in the first place?
仕方ない。ご主人の独り言に付き合ってやるか。
Yeah, you better. I'm your master. You better do what I say. We gotta assert some dominance here, Ray. We gotta let her know who's in charge. Or change her posture in
本
midair.
来はこの世界に唯一という希少な品物が複数あるとき、その存在を人間ならどう考えるのだ？
I don't know. What would I refer that as? I mean, I'd probably give a name to them. I feel like, you know, in 9-9 they were relics or something along those lines, right? Spares.
なるほど。ただまあ、我が輩の時計は知っての通り、壊れることはないから、予備ではなかろう。
I think they could be replicas or they could be... I don't know. It depends on who made the watch. If, like, they're all made by the same person, I would just say they're different versions of it. I ended up having to think about it more closely myself, since I've been expecting Crow to explain it to me. If she's the guardian of the watch and the goddess of time, that would most likely mean the watch I had in my possession was the original. Why would there be another one created? Oh, could it
何
be?
か思いついたのか？
Maybe it's a prototype. That was the most sensible idea to come to mind. If someone's creating an object of great importance, they'd create a test version of it beforehand before they create the real
なる
article.
ほど。それなら変身や瞬間移動などというつまらん力も納得がいく。
But why would the powers be different? Like, those don't really relate to time, per se. When the transformation, I'm kind of jealous about the teleportation. That's quite a crazy power to
我が
have.
輩の力と違い、歩くことで代用できる程度であろうが。
Well, I guess you're right. Crow's watch was truly irreplaceable, which made it a genuine one-of-a-kind item. Yeah, I think Crow's watch is pretty powerful. And I'd like to see if there's going to end up being more to the watch. More abilities that'll be unlocked. But as of right now, I feel like the other watch is pretty strong. I mean, I'd like both. Both have their uses, right? Like, not one would replace the other. I'd much prefer to have the power to fly through the skies myself. Well, now that we know its origins, the next question would be, why does Makoto have a prototype of your watch lying around her
それ
house?
は特別難しくはないだろう。
Yeah, I suppose since my grandfather started the Sawatari company, he had a connection to Makoto's own folks. Perhaps he'd given it to their family, or perhaps it had been misplaced at some point. Since I had no way of proving that, I could only speculate. Maybe aside from the one Makoto found at her house, there's a lot more watches like that out there.
あり得ることだ。
Yeah, that kind of does open that possibility. I wonder if we're going to explore that more in this route, or maybe even Crow's route. Like, maybe there's going to be more to that. Like, maybe there's 7 of them in total, and someday everyone who has one will form a team, go out and fight crime with their superpowers or something. I don't know. Is that a Green Lantern reference? I feel like I'm trying to think of who that could be. I guess maybe a Green Lantern reference, something like that. I was thinking it was about to be a Lord of the Rings reference, personally, like the 7 rings or something like that. Man can dream, can he? I guess I can always keep my hopes up. Well, whatever. Crow had cleared up a few things, but I still have one last question to ask. This question was one of utmost seriousness. If it really is a prototype, will it have any side effects on the person using it?
わからんよ。その時計に何が宿っているか次第であろう。
Yeah, that's what I'm most curious about. Maybe that's where her other personality comes from.
よほど誠の様子がおかしければ、また我が輩に相談するがよい。
Okay, I accidentally skipped something. Okay, I guess so. That would definitely
しか
help.
しご主人よ。我が輩以外の時計のことなどより、
童貞を捨てるための告白をするのではなかったのか？
You know, Crow, you're right. I'm glad you can keep me on track here. You know, that's probably what old Ray wants. Even if I found myself tilting my head at that. Why did things come to this
こうい
anyways?
う妙なことが起きるときは、問題がこじれて本題が先延ばしになることが多いな。
Ah, quit it. I felt a little gloomy at her rather pessimistic words. After I'd gotten so worked up about finding Makoto's underwear, it felt like everyone was raining on my parade now. Although, from a moral and ethical standpoint, perhaps this little interruption happened earlier actually saved my ass. Now then, I sealed away the uniform, putting an end to the events of the day. On that day, Crow and I still hadn't considered the possibility that the prototype could be called anything else. It could be called something else. A lemon. Okay. I was waiting to make sure. This is kind of like a break point. I don't know. What is this other watch? I'm wondering if there's multiple other watches. Maybe every family of the girls has one. I wouldn't be surprised by that. Maybe there's gonna be like a big thing. That's how we end the game or something. Who knows? We gotta collect all the watches. I'm gonna end it here though. I think this is a good point. We kind of got an introduction to Makoto's route, and I think this is a good place to kind of settle for the moment as we continue on. I would like to get a little bit further next episode, of course. But I'm enjoying the route start so far. I definitely think introducing another pocket watch was a twist I didn't expect. I'm curious to see if this is going to be a good twist. This is kind of similar to Michiru's route in the sense that something big regarding the watch has happened. It's definitely going to throw the story in a completely different direction than I would have thought it would go. And I'm curious to see if that's a good thing or if it would have been better if it just was more natural. Either way, I think it's going to be good. So we're going to explore some more Makoto's route in the next episode. So I hope to see you guys then.